Good morning. Well, I've got this week off. I'm taking what I believe is a well-deserved vacation. But before I slip on my one piece and start drinking that umbrella drink, I wanted to give you this powerful Biosphere Toolbox tool. The top 5 phrases and words that service advisors use that really kill value, that kill clarity in the communication with their customers, and higher value words to use in their place. These are 5 of my all-time favorites. Some of these will sound familiar. Some of these may be new. Let's jump in. At number 1, recommend versus require. Now, recommendation. We've got a recommendation. We're going to recommend that we do this. Why is that bad? Here's why. Because recommend is an opinion, which means it's fallible. It's the service advisor's opinion that this work needs done. Instead, use required and use the manufacturer of the vehicle. Ford requires that we do this service to ensure your safety, the long life of the engine. Ford, General Motors, Toyota. The manufacturer of that vehicle is the smartest person in the room. That doesn't mean you're dumb, you're the second smartest. But when you say required by Toyota, the customer sees that in a very different way. It gives it greater credibility. You'll build greater safety, security, more trust, and you'll grow ARO using required. And number 2, with a bullet, courtesy inspection versus multi-point safety inspection. Some of you are still using courtesy. So what's wrong with that, Johnny? That sounds kind of cool. Well, there's a lot of things wrong with it. First of all, courtesy sounds like cursory. Cursory means superficial, going to glance at it. So courtesy inspection by itself guts the idea of what goes into your inspection, all right? The work and the expertise. Second, courtesy means free. Free has no inherent value. Giving something away doesn't mean it's a good thing. If what I'm giving away is a punch in the face, then you'd rather pay for something that may be better. Instead, multi-point safety inspection every time. Use that term, MPSI, safety. What's this about your safety? Unless you're living in California, in which case you're going to use peace of mind inspection because you can't use the other one legally, all right? Number 3, unfortunately. Hear this all the time, service advisor says, well, Karen, unfortunately, it's going to be $800,000. You never want to underscore the negative of anything. Unfortunately, man, that just plummets you into the hole. There's good news and there's less good news, okay? You didn't build it. You didn't break it. Sometimes things happen. Bad things happen to good people. The worst thing you can do is make something less good seem even worse, all right? So stay benign, stay neutral. Simply state what's going on, cause correction, concern, all the C's. Let the customer determine what it means to them emotionally. You'll be surprised at how many customers think, well, that's not that big a deal. I've heard service advisors say, unfortunately, I can't get you in today. The customer says, okay, I don't care. You can give me in next week. I don't care. So avoid unfortunately and any negative editorializing of whatever it is. Next, sir and ma'am. Some of you old schoolers still using this. Some of you down south still using this. Why is that bad? Let me tell you why it's bad. When you answer the phone, you don't say, thank you for calling. My name is Sir. How may I help you? Use your first name, right? You got a name, like the late, great Jim Croce once sang, you got a name. So use the customer's name. Get their name and use it. Sir, and especially ma'am, adds 10 years to the age of your customer. Just like that, baby, just like that. Always use first names. You get closer to them. Sir and ma'am create distance. You want to get closer to your customer, use their first name. It's a much higher sign of respect than sir and ma'am. And last, one of my favorites on the top 5 list is the technician found versus we found. All right, so Johnny, what's wrong with the technician? Technician did work on the car, technician found this. As a service advisor, when you use that terminology, you're immediately taking yourself out of the problem-solving equation. You become a third-party observer. Well, let's see, the technician found, I'll read his notes here. The technician found, blah, blah, blah. You no longer are you part of the problem solving. Your credibility, your experience, your expertise gets flushed right down the toilet. And there's another term not to use, flush. Use brake fluid service instead. There's a number 6. Never say the tech found. We found. Here's what we found. The collective, the collaborative as a team. You remove any one person out of that problem-solving process, and the problem doesn't get solved. You're all equally important to helping take care of the customer at the highest level. So here's what we found instead of here's what the tech found. The only time you mention the technician, you folks who are in our bias or coaching protocol in phase 3 know exactly when that is, and that's at the end of presenting the work. When you're sort of wrapping things up and you say, I've got Mike, he's GM certified, and he'll be working on your Malibu, he loves these cars. That's when you build the credibility of the technician. Otherwise, it's all about, here's what we're doing. All right, makes sense? Those are some of my favorite 5. What are some of your favorite 5 higher value words? Boy, there's a whole host of them, dozens of them. I hope you're using these and others to build greater value, trust, and rapport, and clarity in the communication with your customer. Thank you for watching today's Biosphere Toolbox. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to change into my bikini. See ya!